Hi everyone, it's Miss Amy from the Ridgewood Public Library. Thanks for joining me for story time today. Today I have a story for you about a lovey. Do any of you have a lovey at home? Yes, loveys are wonderful and they're very popular in my house. So I thought I would share with you this really cute story called Lucy's Lovey. Lucy had 17 doll babies. Squeaky baby, cry baby, fancy baby, tiny baby, sparkly baby, humongous baby, flat baby, burper baby. There were babies called Doe, Minky, Wawa, and Pinky, Baby Oopsie, Filthy Franny, Almost Nakey, and Bubba Bee. But Lucy's favorite, without question, was Smelly Baby. Grandma Nell had given the cloth doll to Lucy, and when Lucy first kissed it, she said, "She smells like peppermint," which is why Lucy named her Smelly Baby. Smelly Baby went everywhere with Lucy. She ate with Lucy, played with Lucy, and only she slept in Lucy's bed, with her own little smelly blanket too. Over time, Smelly Baby smelled less like peppermint and more like peanut butter, and bananas, and sour milk, with an occasional whiff of spaghetti. Smelly Baby's arms began to pull away from her body, since Lucy would swing her in circles so the doll could dance in the breeze. Smelly Baby didn't mind because she knew she was Lucy's lovey. One afternoon, Lucy's family visited Grandma Nell. "Does that doll have to go everywhere?" said Lucy's sister Ivy. "She stinks." "Does not." Lucy breathed in her lovey scent, then let Stasher take a sniff too. "Smelly Baby smells perfect, right, Stasher?" Here's Stasher down here. Stasher drooled in agreement. He loved stuffies, especially noisy ones. He had more stinky, squeaky stuffies than Lucy had doll babies, all of which were caked in Stasher drool. Since Stasher's favorite game was sniff and swipe, Lucy had Smelly Baby nap in a crate on top of Grandma Nell's bed. Later, when it was time to go home, the doll and the dog were nowhere in sight. "Stasher!" Lucy yelled. "Oh dear," said Grandma Nell, who was used to Stasher swiping stinky stuffies, and she quickly showed Lucy all of Stasher's secret stashes, none of which led to Smelly Baby. "Did you check beneath the bed?" Ivy asked. "I bet Mr. Slobber's hiding there." And sure enough, there was Stasher with Lucy's lovey. "Ew," said Ivy. "I am not riding home with that dribbling doll mess of drool." "Yes, you are," said Lucy. To keep everyone happy, Grandma Nell slipped Smelly Baby into a bag. "Tie it up tight," said Ivy. "How will she breathe?" asked Lucy. So Grandma Nell adjusted the bag beneath Smelly Baby's arms. On the ride home, the car reeked, even with most of Smelly Baby in the now smelly bag. "Open the window," suggested Mom. "Open too," begged Dad. "And throw that doll out," added Ivy. "Never," said Lucy, who held tight to Smelly Baby's arm. "Be careful with your doll," warned Mom. "I am," said Lucy. But the faster the car went, the more Smelly Baby flapped like a flag in the breeze. Whoopa, whoopa, whoopa went Smelly Baby. And then... rip. Oh no, do you see what happened? There goes her doll right out the window. With that, the whoopa 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 stopped, and all that remained of Lucy's lovey was Smelly Baby's smelly arm. "Smelly Baby! Turn the car around," said Ivy. "Lovey on the loose," Mom told Dad. Quickly, Dad searched while Ivy and Mom comforted Lucy in the car. But when Dad returned with only his flashlight, Lucy knew. "She's gone," Lucy finally said. "My smelly baby is gone." That night, it was hard for Lucy to sleep without her favorite doll. So one by one, Ivy brought Lucy her other babies. Squeaky baby, cry baby, fancy baby, tiny baby, sparkly baby, humongous baby, flat baby, burper baby, Doe, Minky, Wawa, and Pinky, baby Oopsie, filthy Franny, almost Nikki, Bubba B, and Smelly Baby's smelly arm. From then on, Lucy carried Smelly Baby's arm everywhere. "Does that stinky arm need to eat with us too?" asked Ivy. "Yes," said Lucy. "It is all that's left of Smelly Baby, and I really miss her." Both Ivy and Grandma Nell tried to help Lucy feel better. Ivy gave Lucy one of her old dolls, while Grandma Nell bought a new one. Dolly Hand-Me-Down and Stasher Apology Baby joined the other babies on the bed, where at night Lucy would wish for Smelly Baby to somehow find her way home. A few days later, a package arrived in the mail for Lucy. There's a letter. It says, "Dear Lucy, I found your doll on the side of the road. How smart of you to write your name and address on her tummy. I could not find her missing arm, though I gave her a nice bath. Sincerely, Mrs. Fisher." Slowly, Lucy peeled back the tissue paper until her favorite doll looked up at her. "My Smelly Baby!" And then Lucy, as she always did, she lifted the doll to her nose. She took a big sniff. "You don't smell like you," Lucy said sadly. "Thank goodness," Ivy said. "But that's why I loved her best." "You are so weird," said Ivy. Off the bed went the other baby dolls. On the bed went no longer Smelly Baby. "I miss old Smelly Baby," said Lucy. No longer Smelly Baby seemed to agree. So with her family's help, Lucy set out to fix her doll. "Now you just need extra attention," Lucy said. Which is exactly what Lucy gave Smelly Baby. She dragged her through the park, played with her in the sandbox, and made sure her doll was well fed. Until over time, Smelly Baby was smellier than she'd ever been before, which at least made Lucy very happy. The end. I am so happy that Lucy got her special lovey back. Have you ever lost a lovey? Oh, so sad, right? Well, thank you for joining me for story time today. I hope to see you next time. And remember, you can always subscribe to the Ridgewood Library Youth Services YouTube channel if you want to see more story times whenever you like. Thanks so much. Bye.